Well, the conversion hive is dead. I've recently noticed that there wasn't any traffic at the entrance, and that kind of told the story in itself. But today I went ahead and opened it up and found nothing but empty frames. If you followed the recent videos about this, you know that I found sac brood virus in here and thought the hive might be able to recover from it, but that wasn't the case. So I end up with these empty frames. There has been some small hive beetle damage on here. Spots like right here, this has been slimed, and some of the larger areas on the frames been slimed, but there's still some good intact honey through the rest of it. So I think if I can cut out these bad parts, I may still be able to recover some of this. And we've got more on this side. So I'll probably be pretty liberal about cutting away the bad parts. I don't want to taint any honey that I might harvest with the slime that the small hive beetles left. So if I do harvest these, we'll be cutting those out very liberally. But this is just one frame. And then as we get into the brood frames, we've got down in the brood section, it's all slimy. But again, up here is, and down the side, well, except for here, a lot of that is still intact. I don't want to feed that back to my other hives because this hive did have the virus issues. I don't want to carry that to any of the other hives. There's a small hive beetle larvae right there. Now this one is probably pretty much unrecoverable. There's so much, there's some wet nectar in there, and that's part of it, but then it's just kind of slimed along here and along here, so I wouldn't want to get that into any honey that I harvest. So I'll have to decide what to do with these. I may just stick them in the freezer and feed them back to the other hives come spring. So a little sad. Don't know if you can see on the camera, there's dead bees down in the bottom there. As sad as it is, I don't think it's entirely a surprise. We got some obviously dead brood on here. And then this is slimy on the surface. That's pretty much a lost cause for that. So not much to be done anymore with this hive. I'll just pull these frames and freeze them and then make a decision about whether I'm going to try to harvest any of this honey or just feed it back to the rest of the bees in the spring. And I think that's probably the more likely approach that I'll take. So while this is disappointing, it's not entirely surprising based on the recent videos I showed about this hive. My plan now is just to freeze these frames and I'll make a decision about what I'm going to do with them. I don't want to feed them back to my other hives right now. They're strong colonies and sac brood should not be an issue for a strong colony. But given all that, I still don't want to take any risk of causing any stress or infection unnecessarily to my other hives. So I'm going to take these frames, freeze them, and then make some decisions about what I'm going to do with them. If I can get enough harvestable honey from them without any risk of getting any of that slimy comb in it, I may do that. Most likely I will probably pull these out of the freezer in spring and then feed them back to the other hives. By that point, having been frozen, having sat for a while, I don't think there's much risk of the sac brood virus being viable any longer. It's the way things go sometimes, and we'll move on and take care of the healthy hives. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.